Team, welcome all. Welcome to this short webinar on ISTQB, an orientation session to get you walk through the details of how the certification works and what does one really need to do to get through this entire process. Now, along with me, I have Shan. Shan, thank you for joining.
Thanks a lot, Karthik.
All right, excellent. So Shan is himself an ISTQB certified, and I am not, but together we wish to share our thoughts, our viewpoints, and what you could do in making a decision whether to get certified or not. And second, once you decide that yes, this certification is important for your career, what you got to do in going about achieving it. So Shan is the presenter. He's going to walk you through all the slides and what it is and so on. And then I will try and pitch in as we go along and give some of my advice as well. Shan, all yours.
Yeah. Thanks, Karthik. Good evening, everyone. This is Shan here, and I have an experience of about 8 years in the field of software testing, and I am an ISTQB certified professional. Okay, first things first, we'll walk you through today's agenda. So today's agenda is we will first talk about what is this ISTQB all about, and how it is going to help you in your career development, and the roadmap, how the certification path is, which certification you should take first, and then what is the next level, so on and so forth. We will also talk about the exam structure.
Welcome to Go-To Training, online training made easy. There are 41 other callers on the call.
We will have a fair idea of what needs to be done going forward. I hope it's all clear, and finally we will end up the session with Q&A. Let's get started with ISTQB. So ISTQB stands for International Software Testing Qualifications Board. It's an international board. It has got a recognition of about 70 countries in that particular union. In fact, almost all popular nations have got this particular board in each of their countries, and they conduct this particular certification in their country and give away the certificates. So what is this for us as a tester? So we might be a beginner, you might be a tester with 2 years of experience or 3 years of experience, but having this ISTQB certification in hand is going to give you a recognition. Recognition is in fact a global recognition, and also it is going to help you in achieving your professional goals very quickly. In fact, what I mean here is the accelerated growth, which in fact is going to yield you better pay, and of course a very big positive side in your resume front. When we screen hundreds of resume, we will also see what is the best that a candidate has got. So this is going to give you a little advantage over others, and of course you will be able to demonstrate your abilities better because you will have a fair understanding of the techniques, the strategies, and also good foundation level about the understanding perspective of software testing. Though we can have our courses or your basics, still having a certification from an international board is always an added advantage. Okay, fine. So what's next here in our agenda is how this certification is actually framed, or the framework from ISTQB side. One should start with the foundation level. This is what our area of focus, the foundation level certification is what our focus is, for the agenda or the syllabus or the training that we would be doing for the first level, that is the foundation level. Then once you are certified, the prerequisite for advanced level is the foundation level. So before you move to advanced level, you should be a foundation level certified professional. So advanced level has got 3 modules. You have to clear all these 3 modules in order to get yourself certified for advanced level. So first is the test manager, followed by the test analyst and technical test analyst. So all these three you should complete it to become an advanced certified professional. And there is also an expert level wherein you have got couple of other things that is in roadmap. It is yet to be launched, whereas there is couple of other things which is already in place, that is the test management and improving test process, which is an expert level. So our area of focus and everything will be residing on this particular layer. The foundation level, we will talk about everything about foundation level, and the course that we are launching is all about this particular level. I hope this is making a lot of sense to us. This is the framework, and let's keep moving on. So what is the advantages of being a software? Yeah.
Shan, so can you help me to go back to the slide previous to the previous slide, so 2 slides back in fact.
Yeah.
So here I just wanted to take a quick minute and give my version towards it. So here is the thing. I have never emphasized on the fact when I did interviews or screening that I wanted someone with a certification, any type of a certification, because it is, the certifications are not just for software testing or software industry itself. Certification has been a standard everywhere. Example, I am personally certified as a 6 Sigma Green Belt and a Black Belt trained. So there are 2 perspectives, however, that I see it when I see someone appearing to these interviews who are certified. So number 1, when we do resume search as job hunters, people hunters, we try and yes, use that as one of the ways to differentiate someone. So if I have 10 resumes in front of me and I only have time to interview 3 of them, then I may focus a little bit more on people who are certified. Why will I do that? Number 1, it's not because it gives a specific skill. I don't believe it adds a skill to you. What it tells me is that this individual has the basic fundamental concepts that are needed for sure. Okay, so the first 2-3 steps are done, and then it will be easy for me to interact further and see, do they have anything additional? So if an individual in the audience or someone who's watching this video has no experience or is at a very beginner level or is trying to make a breakthrough into software testing, this will have a significant impact on your career. Okay. However, if you are someone who's been in the IT industry for a while and you don't, let's say about 7-8 years, or let's say, for example, Shan, yourself, you're certified, but at this point in your career, I don't think it will help you too much to say that, hey, I'm certified, because your 8 years of experience counts much more.
Exactly. Yeah. It is more for people who are about to enter, or also like 2 years or 3 years who want a break, as you said earlier. Yes, exactly. I agree with that.
And for example, if you are there, for example, yourself, Shan, like I spoke about myself as an example, you have 8 years experience, you're an ISTQB certified, but let's say that you've never worked in QTP and you want to get into a QTP job. Let's assume, I know you're a QTP expert as well, but if you want to get in, then I would say that why don't you take the certification? It will give you that initial push that is required. So audience, it is all about getting you recognized. Certification is basically to get you the interview call. It will not get you the job. Okay, it will get you to the interview. It will not get you through the interview. All right. So to get yourself through the interview, you need to brush up absolutely on your professional and your project skills. This will get you to the interview, and that is where we're trying to emphasize. So whatever you're looking is basically a boot start for your whole career. So Shan, I just thought I'll add a couple of my comments on that. This slide, because it had all the essentials, but like a common person like me who would look into it, I thought this will help.
Definitely, Karthik. Thanks for your inputs. So let's go to, I hope this roadmap is clear for everyone, and it makes more sense. We will start with the foundation level. I hope this is clear. And also
couple of questions
yeah,
on that chart. Sorry about that. Is on the
yes,
before
Karthik.
slide.
Yes, Karthik. Yep.
This slide, what you're doing, and this specific focus is the foundation level right now, correct?
Exactly, Karthik. Yeah.
All right.
We will be focusing only on this one.
And a comment to the audience. Audience, I know people are attending live. Then there'll be a lot of people who will come up for the videos and so on. If you have questions, please use the comment section to ask your question, be it on Facebook or YouTube and so on. And we'll be glad to continue to answer that. If you have questions at this moment or any time, do not hesitate to put it in the chat in the live session, because what will happen is we will collect them all towards the end and we'll start answering it one by one. Go ahead, Shah. Thanks.
Yep. Fine. I will also give the same thing that on the similar lines what Karthik has explained. So I want to put it in the coming slides. So it's just the gist of it here, and I want to stress on just a couple of points. One, as he exactly mentioned, it is just a boost to your career. And also, there are few organizations which actually ask for a certified professional. So there are few organizations wherein the certification is mandatory. So this will definitely help for those professionals who are already certified. And as I told, it's an accelerated progression and recognition. So it's more for people who are about to start and also people who are trying to get into a field wherein you have got probably 2 years or 3 years of experience. That would be an upper hand for this particular certification. Fine. Now let's talk more about the ISTQB Foundation Certification exam as such. So what it is all about and how it is, and how the exam structure is. So you can very well see it's very much self-explanatory with the slide. It's very simply designed. And what it is, it has got 40 multiple choice questions. So it is a multiple choice, so it's very easy. It's not a subjective type where we need to sit and write. So it's just a multiple choice question, which gives again an advantage, as well as for few people it might be a disadvantage. And the point system is 1 mark each and no negative marking, which is a good thing, that we should answer all the questions before you click on submit. And the success criteria is 65%. What that means is that you have to get at least 26 marks out of 40. So which will give you a percentage. In terms of percentage, it amounts to 65. And the duration is for an hour, and the exam fee is US dollars. In US dollars, it's $250. And if you talk about Indian rupees, it's 4,500. This is exclusively for Indian participants. So as I mentioned already, it is an internationally recognized board which is having its branches across the globe, around 70 countries. So you have to take the certification which is there at your own country. So each country has got their own question set, as well as the pricing model. Fine. Any questions so far, my dear techies?
So in fact, just a comment from my side, Sean, is that the closest thing that I could very quickly relate to is almost like a DMV test in the US. So when we apply for a driver's license, we go through this session and there's a cutoff thing. And I'm sure that each of us who have come from different professional areas, this is the typical format where we have multiple questions, pick one and so on. The tricky part here is that some of these answers are so close to each other that we get confused even as experts. So for example, with all that expertise in the industry, if I go and take this question, I think I would fail right now. But if I groom myself to the specific way that this test is prepared and what they look at, and prepare myself on few mock test exams, I think I will do better. So that's the intent. There is a specific approach to crack the test, to do it and get certified yourself. I would say it's almost like sure. It's not like, hey, you know what, pay the money or you get your money back. No, it's just about the approach to which you can go through this and get certification, I'm sure anyone can do it. I mean, look at it. It's just like everyone needs to get a license to drive, and there is a common test. But if someone needs to do it, I could be the best driver, but if I go to the driving test, I would fail. I have to prepare on specifically what they're expecting and the format. And that's the reason the structure of the exam, looking at and practicing on various mock questions and all that will become very essential.
Exactly, Karthik. Sometimes people get baffled with the options alone. Like some options might be 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 3, or all the above, or none of the above. These are all the type of questions which you get, which will put you in at times in back foot. You might think that that is the option, but that may not be. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, it needs a practice. You may be a good tester, you may be good in basics, but when we try to take up the test, we may not do good.
Exactly.
Hopefully we will make a difference. Hopefully we will make a difference in this particular perspective of yours.
And absolutely, and it's not just about you or me also, Shan. Even if someone wants to do it, if they do the right research on the internet, get the right sample questions, sit down and keep practicing, they will be able to do it. But you just have to follow the approach. What we're trying to do is make it easier for everyone to be able to do the same thing. That's the only difference.
Exactly. Fine. So then let's get into the next slide. Yeah. We will, this is all about the training course, like what we will be doing from ITeLearn perspective. So the duration that we are targeting is for 5 weeks, in which we will have combination of live as well as for the practice sessions, and 15 hours of live and 30 hours of practice. The practice sessions, we will put down the questions on our forum, on our portal, wherein you can go and take up the test. And also we will have some live exams, in the sense as a part of each session we will try and make it as much as we can as an online exam itself. You can do it right away in the GoToMeeting. And the topics as per ISTQB org, we will just go through that topic on a very high level. The prerequisite, we call it as QA experience in manual or a skill. The reason is you may not be or you may be trying to get into a software industry. You might know some basics of testing. So if that is the case, then you should be strongly recommend you to join, so that you will have a better understanding or better strategies to crack it. Or if you have a manual experience, then it is an added advantage for you. So it holds good for both, but we just put it here just for the simple reason that if you are having some experience like QA program which you might have attended in ITeLearn, which will definitely give you an added advantage here, because there are a lot of concepts which are already covered as part of QA Live, Karthik's QA Live program here.
In fact,
and the test,
before you go, so this is the other thing that I was thinking. If someone has been a member of the QA videos or the live project or whatever on ITeLearn, and right after getting themselves trained, they should not attempt the ISTQB certification without preparation. So, or even if someone has been working in the IT industry or software testing specifically for about 2-3 years, they should still not go and take an exam just like that without preparing a little bit. That is my analysis. Because like I was saying, again, the best example that I can give is a DMV. Okay, if you go to a DMV test, you will fail irrespective of how good a driver you are. You must go through the structure and be able to do it. And I believe ISTQB also has some sample questions and so on, correct?
Exactly, Karthik. From ISTQB itself, from the org, istqb.org, we have got sample question paper with which we will be able to assess or gauge your skills. You can just do a tentative analysis of yourselves.
And the tests that we're trying to create, which the users for ISTQB training can take up, are additional tests that they could use as practice overall.
Exactly. So that again, so one type of test that we are talking about is the go-to training itself, wherein they can attempt the test online at the end of each session. It may not be more than 10 questions. But on the live test, they can just get into our ITeLearn.com, wherein we will have our question set. Then you can sit and time yourself and then crack it so that you can exactly know how. So we will try and match the ISTQB standards. So what type of questions, we will not just put just 40 questions. So we will also try and put according to the blueprint. It has got a blueprint. So we will do that in day one. So how the blueprint looks like. But as of now, we will just, we will want to convey that we will just do a kind of exhaustive analysis, and we have got a very good question bank which will definitely help you in cracking the exam. And one best part is, whatever the question, if you have got any doubts or any questions, we have a strong technical support team wherein you just post your question, and turnaround time is usually 24 hours. Based on the volume, we will definitely get back to you at the earliest, and we will try to answer all your doubts. So that is the added advantage of going ahead with ITeLearn's ISTQB certification training. And one particular thing that I have missed in this particular slide is that number of tests. So 5 live mock tests. So 1 per week. We will just do it, and then you can just scale yourself, or you can judge yourself where you stand. And we need to put a lot of efforts according to how we score. That is the idea behind this approach. Fine. Anything else, Karthik, that you would like to add here?
Yeah, so for the live mock test, just for the audience, 2 things is, one is for the live mock test, go to training that we use, which is a Strix tool, has an inbuilt test that every audience in the live environment can take. So we can start a test as a multiple choice in the exact format, time a test, and you as individual participant can take a test and see your performance at the end. So we can get an entire report of all the participants present. So that will be very interesting. We want to show you some of it in the day one, which we will give as demo that you could attend. Additionally, these tests, we want to keep it on the website, so you could go and do it at your own leisure, especially for audience who wants to do it as videos and so on. The second point is that we are not an ISTQB certified training board or certified training institute or something. We are putting this together with our knowledge, with our skill, and what we believe will take you through the certification test.
Exactly. One more point to add here, how we are trying to approach here is that there are prescribed syllabus, and we will go through each one of those theory part. At the end of it, we will have our question and answers, that is the mock tests, and also similar to that, you will have it on our portal as well. So that is the idea, that is the course format is going to be. We will discuss the concept. With that, I'll also stress this is the place wherein you get the questions, and also we will go through according to the syllabus. It's not just a random thing that we are doing here, and also it's not that we start from directly a multiple choice question and I will answer one by one. It's not the case here. We will just focus on the theory part. We will go through the syllabus. That is most important stuff here. Fine. And let me go through the next slide, which is the course topics, or a very high level, on a very high level, the ISTQB syllabus here. So this is the framework. We have to talk about the fundamentals of testing and software test life cycle, static techniques as well as the design techniques, and then the test management, and also the tools that are used for testing, the types of tools and how to suggest a tool and so on. So there are various subtopics associated with it. You can take a quick glance at it, and we will go through each one of these in the upcoming sessions, and then you can also take the tests parallel. So that is the idea behind this ISTQB training course. So this is all what we have from our side, and now we would like to open it for the question and answer session. So please post your questions in the chat channel, and we will try to answer it as much as we can.
Sean, can you do a favor and go back to the previous slide in the meanwhile, please? And I just want to keep it open so that the audience gets a good glimpse at the different aspects. So what you're saying is that to get to the foundation level, the ISTQB, the board is expecting us to focus on these specific areas.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. You're right.
This is the syllabus kind of a thing, and all preparation will be done in each of them. Right?
Yes, you are right. You are right. There is also a course, and also there is a prescribed book from ISTQB. There are 4 or 5 books, in fact. But what we are doing justice here is that by consolidating or getting the best out of each one and trying to put up over here, so that it would be a recipe, good recipe for the audience at the end of it.
Sure, absolutely, and I started doing some research myself online. Here's the only challenge when we go as individuals and try and do it online is that there is so much information, there is so much that is spread out. It takes a lot of effort, and it also creates a kind of a question in the mind as to, am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right page? Can I trust that this page will give me that information that I need, and so on? So that is always a question, and the effort of getting the right information and the surety that what I'm looking at is going to help me. And I think that is where we're trying to put things together to make it easy, so we know that it will absolutely for sure help. Before we start taking the questions from audience, last question to you, Sean, is when you are going to conduct these sessions, you will actually take each topic, give an overview on the topic, and we will go through some mock questions in that topic. Is that correct?
Absolutely, you are right, Karthik. So we will, as you said, each one of the theory topics, we will go through it. At the end of it, we will have a question and answer, like in the sense like how the ISTQB, probably most likely that you will get it. We are not claiming any percentage here, but these are all, some have appeared. Sure. And there is a good question bank that we have collected from various books and also good practices that we have got it.
Absolutely. So Shan, what I want to do now is I want to become the presenter, because I started putting the questions from the GoToMeeting into a notepad, and that way we can run through it. So give me a
sure, Karthik.
And so I have already started putting things here. Okay. Are you able to see my screen, Shah?
Yes, Karthik. Yes.
Fine. If you are, then everyone else should be able to. So I've collected a few questions so far. We'll finish this round and then go back to it. So is it okay if I quickly read through? If I have an answer to it, I will, or I'll come back to you for answers.
Yes, please, Karthik. Yeah, that works.
So great. So if a person is from development background, is planning to move from dev to QA, will clearing ISTQB helps him to enter into it? Shan, let me answer, and we could debate, because we bring in both the perspectives. You certified, me not certified, but both in the industry, different types of experience and so on. If you're moving from development to QA, okay, and if you've got, let's say, about 4 or 5 years experience, and the reason you're moving to QA is more jobs, more locally present, and so on, and if you're finding it hard to get a job, then you can, okay. If you worked in development for 1 year or 2 years, okay, and then you're planning to move to QA, then you must do an ISTQB, is what I would say, all right. So if you're someone who's been in the industry for 4 or 5 years or more, then you don't have to really worry too much. Otherwise, you should for sure, okay.
I will also like to bring up one more perspective here, Karthik.
Sure.
I'm also would like to bring up the brand value of the current organization. If you're working for a very small organization and it is not helping you to grow any further, or you're not getting enough opportunities, then I would strongly recommend to take, because at times this helps. It would be an added advantage in that case.
Absolutely, well said. No, perfect. So if I want to grow in and go from a QA engineer to a senior QA engineer, or get a recognition internally, I think it will definitely help. And I know that if I have 10 people in my QA team, let's say I'm one of the QA engineers, one fine day I show up at work and say, you know what, I'm certified. It's not just my team members will be happy, but my lead, my QA manager, they might see that initiative that I've taken to do That shows a lot of commitment also, right?
Yes, Karthik. Yeah, that shows your caliber and potential, what you have.
Right,
the way in
right.
which you think also would start a little different from others.
Absolutely. And if the company is mandating you to do it, great, well and well. It's part of their expectation. You will do it. It will help you either way. If they're not mandating, it will show upon you as your initiative that you are self-starter, you're planning to do it, and so on. So next question, Jibanga. I got a job as a software QA engineer, which I'm starting next Monday. This is going to be my first job in SQA. I was planning to take this exam before I got this job. Should I still go ahead and take this exam, or should I put it on hold and face my new job? My straight on point would be is do not even think about ISTQB or anything else for now. Give it at least 6 months. You're absolutely right. You should just focus on your new job, nothing else. I mean, brush up on your projects that you've been working on or you've showed up, and try and get more idea and show more interest in the place that you're going to, understand the people that you're going to be working, understand the systems and applications that you're looking at, and focus more and more time only on your job. So if your job requires you to be there for 8 hours, you show an additional 3-4 hours commitment on the job, not sitting in the office, but even if you're at home on their applications and preparing for your next day. Okay, you can come back after 6 months to take a look at ISTQB if you require it. Okay, if you think it will further boost you. For now, just ignore. Sean?
Yes, Karthik, I absolutely agree with you, because you have just now got into the job. It's the time to focus in your current job, because you are already into testing. So, but for the long run, then you can think about it probably after 6 months, as Karthik said.
Right, right. For getting test manager job in US-based companies, do they emphasize on having test manager certification? I think, Sean, this is your question. I'm asking this question in this forum because if I have to do certified test manager exam, I need to clear the foundation level as well.
Exactly. So I would look at it in a different perspective to it. One is test manager is that you will be able to handle if you see the course contents of it, everything to do with the estimations or managing your test or your team, or how you do it, risk assessment, all those things. So for that, what I feel is that because for getting a test manager certification, you have to do foundation level, and then do 3 advanced so that you get the advanced level certification. Instead, what I would strongly recommend is foundation level is helpful for all those software testers at the beginning level, but when we talk about the manager level, Öpmp would be the best approach, because that have a very good advantage over ISTQB test manager. Though it's not just related to testing, but it has a wide scope. That's what I am seeing from my perspective. Karthik, do you have any other opinions?
No, and really cannot comment, but I think what you said makes sense. If that was it, then Öpmp would make more sense if I want to get into the management side. You anyway have the complete exposure for the testing life cycle. Now get a perspective of how projects and programs are managed overall. I think that will make more sense, right? Perfect. I've been in the testing for 2 years. I've had few interviews so far, never been asked by employers, how is it this certification looked in the US? By employers, how is it the certification looked in the US? Okay, so I don't think I understand the question correctly, but let me try and rephrase. I think what Deepa is trying to say is that she's been attending the interviews, but no one talked about why you don't have an ISTQB certification, or didn't you try for it. So here is my take. Okay, there are 2 very, very critical statistics, team, that you need to maintain in job hunt. One is how many interview calls did you get. Second is how many interview calls, I mean, how successful has been your ratio into the next level and so on. Because if you don't know that analysis, you don't know how to beat that system. Okay. To get more interview calls, ISTQB will help you. So like I'm saying, certifications will get you to the interview. It will not get you through the interview. Once you go in there, if the interviewer sees an ISTQB stamp on your resume, he's already starting at a comfort level with a trust that yes, you have something. If not, he will go dig deeper into the basics and get to the higher level. Okay, so but it doesn't make a decision in that. So he's not going to ask you, now you tell me why are you not ISTQB certified? Or he'll say, you've been certified, so tell me something different. It is just to get you there. That is what is very important. Sorry, Shan, please correct me if you have a different perspective to it too.
No, you are absolutely fine. The other thing that I can think of is if you are from a non-tech background, especially if you are not a computer science or an IT graduate, but like to explore your career in testing, because that is a start point which every other people from non-tech background targets, then in that case, this would be the really added advantage for you. But as such, you are already in the industry, then it would be looked at a different perspective. They will look at your experience more.
Sure, sure. Price is different. I think it's just because different. It's not that they made a currency mistake in the currency conversion. It's just that they believe that the cost of the course has specific value in each country. That's the only thing. Is it questions are vary from each country? I don't think so. Right? Shan, the same standard globally.
Yeah, same standards. So what I meant, I think initially I commented that it is different for different countries. What I meant here is, today you are taking exam here in India or Australia or UK. It may not be the same what you get in US. So it's locally managed. That's what I meant here. So you might get questions that are from that particular time zone or whatever it is. So a question, whenever it gets into the system, it is there for 6 months.
I see.
So that is the reason why moment you just don't crack it for the first time, there is an every possibility that you have high chances of cracking it the next time. So even the ISTQB.org has got all this information.
Right. Very nice.
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think so. Basically, what you're saying is there is little difference, not dramatic, but again, it is more to do with the exam setup. The format is the same, the type of questions are the same. The questions keep changing.
Yeah, question keeps changing because they are locally managed. You are not getting from ISTQB head office. It's not like a kind of thing that is managed globally. It is managed at your local country-wise.
Got it. Got it. All right. I'm currently on a career break for a year. So is there any time frame before which I have to take ISTQB exam? I don't think I understand. If you're in a career break, it depends on how many years do you have before this. Okay. If you have less than 3 or 4 years before the career break, and then you have you want to come back, definitely it will help you. Okay. If you have more than that experience, then you should give a valid reason of why you took a career break. Is it because of a personal reason and so on? But you still, what the certification will definitely help you with is that fact that you used that break time to get certified, to go back to studies and so on. I think that is what can come out as a good part of it. Is there any time frame before which I have to take ISTQB exam? I don't know. I mean, again, like we were answering, you should fit your answer into what we've been saying. All right. But Krishna, if I've not got your question correctly, please go back and put your question, rephrase it again for us. We will come back to you. Okay. How much do you charge for the 5-week course? So team, my request is please go to the website, ITeLearn.com for the latest on pricings. Okay. So there you will get the idea. Where can one take the ISTQB certification exam? I believe you'll have this testing centers. Shan, you should be able to help us.
Yeah, there are centers that are managed locally for each city. So based on that, you can just go to ISTQB dot your country name. So for example, US, it's ISTQB. For India, it's ITB, Indian Testing. For UK, it is British Computer Society. For Australia, it's Australian Computer Society. So they manage it. So that's how it works. So you have to go and book a slot and then take up the test.
So if an individual goes to ISTQB.org, he or she should be able to go into probably in the world and get some idea. And what you can do is, as part of the course itself, you could guide them further for the audience who come from different countries. most of our
Yeah, you can go to
audience.
the geographic coverage. There is a link which will give you a fair idea about it. Geographic
Oh, okay.
coverage, yeah.
All right, interesting. Yeah, sure. So each country, let's say if we click on the US, it will tell me United States of America, American software testing
American
qualification.
software testing qualifications.
I see. Contact, where, who. Oh, this is nice. This is good. So if you're doing in India, I can
So
see.
it's ITB in India, Indian testing.
I
Yeah,
see.
like ACS in Australia.
But the questions are the same?
Testing. Yeah, question in the sense there is a blueprint to it. It's not that it is centrally managed. So it's the questions are the same. You get what you hear, you get in, it's the same thing. But
Okay.
on the same day, you will not get everywhere.
Ah, okay. Okay, I understand. So it just got it. Okay. So, team, for the previous question on pricing, please visit the pricing page on ITeLearn.com to get the detailed idea on how much is it costing for ISTQB. All right. Now, where can one take the ISTQB certification exam? I think this is exactly what we're answering. Could you please tell us the book names from ISTQB? Anything that ISTQB has a recommended book?
Yes, it has got 5 recommended books for foundation level alone. So we will start with that as the first session of day 1. In day 1, we will first go through all those things. Blueprint, the books, and also the first topic. That's how we will go about it. There are 5 books that are, recommended by ISTQB.
Now let me ask you this question which is coming to me. It's good that I'm coming with absolutely no knowledge about the certification process itself. Is it necessary that the people have to purchase these books?
Not required, because we would be dealing that, because what I am suggesting is, if you can, everyone can't afford to purchase all the books. But what I am doing, because when I was doing the certification, I have collected all those materials from the library, online libraries that I have access to, and I've collected all those things, and I have it right now so that I can put it in the best format, so that it covers each and every best part of each book. And that is the recipe that we are talking about, which would be a good thing to have it when you opt for the books.
Got it. So you will show what the guided books are, but at the same time, it is not mandatory if someone attending this training program to go through that, correct?
Exactly, yeah. Because we would be dealing each concept in detail in the session itself.
Right. So a couple of other questions. How much is the course fee and when are you going to start this course? So we will be starting this course in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I would say. We just have a few more courses lined up that are starting in this month and next month. It will be starting in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We will come back to you with the exact schedule. Pricing, again, please go back to the website and collect the latest details from there. So Uttam, let me see. Where was the last question? There are at least a few dozen more questions after that that I need to pick up. Okay. There you go, right from Krishna. Is there, let me copy all of these. So continuing with these questions, little gap, so I know that where we left. Okay, a lot of questions have come up. Is there any validity for the certification?
No, it's a lifelong valid. So we don't need to worry about the validity. That's the good part.
So we don't need to renew it and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then TJ Dirty, plug in the battery charger. Okay. Luckily, Shan, you should do that. Otherwise, we will lose your audio.
Yeah, I just done it.
Okay. So you know what? When people are actually attending the session and your battery is draining down, while they want to focus on the session, they'll keep saying, guys, this is getting tricky. Battery is going dead. I hope you'll see it. So where I can take Sunny, I think that is answered a few minutes back. So you can go back to the video if you didn't have that. Do attend this training. Is it necessary to attend ITeLearn QA training? I'm a self-learner. Can attend this training. Number one, you don't need to attend any other training in ITeLearn to go through ISTQB. Okay. It will help you, yes. Okay. I would rather say, if you have the time, if you want to get certified in, let's say, about 2 months or 3 months from now, then you can do it. Okay. If you don't have it and you want to get certified in the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, then go straight for ISTQB. Yes, you will need to do a little bit more preparation. All right. It will help you. It is not mandatory. If you do not attend ITeLearn QA training or any other QA training, not only ITeLearn, then you have to do a little bit more work to get there. That's about it. Okay. Apart from foundation level, what other levels are there? Can we skip foundation level and go to next level, or is it mandatory? I think you have to do one after the other.
Every level is a prerequisite. It has got a prerequisite. Only foundation level you can just go and attempt. So all the other levels have got the previous, the certification as the prerequisite. So one cannot directly go to expert. You cannot think that if you are 10 years experience, I will go and do an expert level. That cannot.
Right. So I think this is a good question, Darsh, and I can see where Darsh is probably coming from. See, a lot of us come to US, for example, or any other country, and we do masters, and we have a master's degree that we spend 2 years. What a lot of people do is they also want to see if they want to show the masters or if they want to show a certification that they're certified ISTQB. Which one has more value? From my perspective, I mean, very tough to say. But if I want someone in QA, okay, if it's a QA thing, okay, I would rather take someone who's ISTQB certified into a QA engineering role rather than someone who's coming fresh out of a master's program, which is not just QA focused. Okay, so I think more certification than a master's degree will help for a specific job. Okay, your master's degree has equal valuation for development or database, DBA or QA and so on. But for certification, we'll have it specifically on that. All right. So I know big OPT population, a lot of people with that specific interest in OPT side, they're just coming out of master's programs and so on. That's your answer. Certification will have a little bit more value because you're looking at a specific job profile. Okay, I think you should do that. I have a couple of books on ISTQB. I see the sample questions are quite tough to me. So my question is there any screening to enroll for this training program? Deepa, you won't believe it. I actually was just about 2-3 days back while Shan was doing all the preparatory work for the session. I went to take a few of these questions myself and I did horribly wrong. And I knew that I would not pass if I go to the exam. The questions are tough only because you don't know it. Okay, if I don't know swimming, it is of course tough. If I know swimming, it is easy. There's only two things. It is tough or easy. You're either that side or this side. Okay. Once you go through the training, then you can decide about books. All right. Or you do your own self-preparation for some time if you don't want the training. Take a few mock tests that you'll find freely on the website. Then you'll be able to do it. All right. You are taking an initial attempt. Once you keep going every stage, then you'll be able to improve how you do it. So is there any screening to enroll in this training for this? I think it's this is the first step. For this, we don't want to screen you guys. Okay, I think everyone has a good chance. You will have to take it. See, if I want to become a pilot, then yeah, I can always start with becoming a driver in a local roads and then go to pilot. It's not that it will help me, but to get into a driver's program for an automobile, you don't need to do a cycle drivers or something like that. So just get into it, take the jump. I'm sure you'll do well. Do you have recorded videos from previous ISTQB course, or this is a fresh course? It's the first batch. If we do more and more, you'll have access to all the sessions as part of the video program. Can you please recommend some websites which can give good amount of details on ISTQB, especially for dummies? So what we will do is we will put some links for books and good websites that we would recommend on the website along with this video. So Shan, we'll consolidate 5-6 good links and content and so on that we could add along with the video on ITeLearn.com.
Sure.
All right, so I know we have another 5 minutes. I assume this will be a short session, but it's continuing to be an hour session just because of the number of questions. Let me see if we can quickly see. Any attempts to the number of times you can take an exam?
No, nothing like that. You can take any number of times, but I don't think you will take the second time. I'm sure that we will be able to crack it. With good amount of preparation, definitely yes, you can crack it. It's definitely not a rocket science.
But what, let's say for example, I don't do well for the first time, and it's very obvious, sometimes it happens.
So
Can
what
I,
I say is that,
do I have to pay again?
even if you get into the ISTQB.org, it clearly specifies that once a question enters into that question bank of ISTQB, that will be retained for 6 months, next 6 months. So that if you attempt for the next time, it's highly unlikely that you will flunk, because questions at least 30 to 40% might be repeated.
I see. So a quick question then. Do we have to pay again the fees if we?
Of course, okay. But not the same fee, but it's a different fee. In the sense, it's not the same fee that you paid in the initial amount. It's lesser than that. So one need not worry about investing too much on that.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Never been, okay, so I think I came, sorry, 1 second. I have missed where the questions was. I think I'm here, yeah. So I've completed foundation level, now planning for advanced level. Congratulations, Ravi. I think you are on the road there. At this moment, we are focusing on the foundation level. Hopefully later it may come to help with you. I'm already PMP certified, so I don't need to be test manager certified, I guess. Excellent. Okay, thanks, Kumar. Can you please brief over advanced level, like the slide you have complete? So at a later point, probably once we finish with the foundation level, we may want to get there. At the moment, we'll just focus on foundation level, Ravi, which clearly explains the topics. Okay, is it questions are repeatable? I think they will get repeated. But if you see in one question of 40 questions, there will not be any questions repeated. Okay, so it's just that if you keep attending the exams, you may keep getting the similar questions over and over. Is it possible to get recorded versions of your seminars instead of attending the live? Yes, Uttam, what happens is we have a global audience. A lot of people come from different countries. Some of them are working, some of them are available, and so on. So it is not easy to be participating at a specific time in those sessions. So all the sessions will get recorded. The demo sessions are there on the YouTube channel, but all the other questions, you will find it on the website. So you can go directly to the channel youtube.com/QTPElearn for demo sessions. But just come to the website, you will see a pop-up with free videos. You can sign up there and you'll get those details for it. But if you go to video tutorials and pick up your topic of interest, you will see all the demo videos for each of them. As a paid member, you'll have access to the entire video collection. I'm in Canada right now. Is it useful for me to take this course? Chitra, I think Canada is a very similar market. It is not entirely different like the US. I think geographically, it will make sense. That is my take. But again, you can specifically see locally, do a search and do an ISTQB Canada, or speak to a few people who've done it, taken it there. You will get an idea. Sean, I am breezing through questions. If you want to interrupt me, please do anytime. Be useful for it's just a beginner in software testing. Can this course be useful for someone who's just a beginner in the software testing field, or does she have to undergo some other course before enrolling? So like I answered earlier, Tejan, you don't need a specific prerequisite. You can start with this course. It will absolutely help for you to go through the QA course. So if you go back to ITeLearn and you say QA videos, you will see all the tutorials on the basic fundamentals of software testing. That will help. Okay. I have 2 years which I have taken a break. 2 years experience and then taken a break. Can I take this exam when I'm on a break for more than 1 year, or is there any mandatory for my ISTQB board about breaks in career and all that? I don't think so. Right?
Absolutely, prerequisite is none.
Okay.
It's not like a PMP course where you need to sit in training and then get into the actual certification. It's not like that. It's a prerequisite is absolutely nothing. Just you should have a knowledge of testing and then you can go ahead and cut it. Got it. Okay.
So I think we're just left with 1 or 2 more questions and then we'll go forward from it. So TJ, there is certification speaks. Yeah, that I think we already answered. Certification speaks louder than masters. Thank you, TJ. Suppose if we attempt ISTQB certification in India, is it necessary to give the ISTQB test here, or else the previous test will count anywhere? Does it matter? I can use my ISTQB certification that I did in India in Australia or in US and vice versa, right?
Of course, it is a recognition. It's a global recognition. That's what that's the first slide itself is stressed. So you do it and you can put that particular logo, even you can put it in a logo in your CV that you are a certified foundation level certificate.
And I think that will really help. For example, I always see, for example, green belt certification that I did in Six Sigma, and I've been black belt. I feel proud to show it. It's not that I'll get a job because of it, or one, it changed my perspective of how to do process improvements and so on. Definitely, yes. Second, it gives you that little special recognition and the pride internally that really help you. All right, I think we are towards the end of it. I think just one last one that came from Deepa, which says, for US, look at ISTQB .org and all that. I believe most of these links, we will try and put it on the website for you to refer later. So at this point, team, that's about it from our side. Any last few words, Shan, before we wind up?
That's it about the closure comments. So we are excited to launch this particular course. It is totally different from the usual ones that we have launched previously, because it's all about the certification. This is the first time ITeLearn have got into this type of training course. So we are very excited and hope you are. And please join us, and hopefully we will make a difference in this particular course.
Awesome. Thanks, Shan. Thanks once again. Thanks, audience, all of you, for attending, making it interactive. And what we're going to do is we will post the video on ITeLearn. You can go back and watch it there. And any further questions, put it in the comments, and we will take it forward from there. All right. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Bye.
Have a nice day, team. Bye.